Hey everybody, I'm Jen and welcome to my channel. If you've been following me for a long time, you know I am a woman in long-term recovery from a multitude of substances. I am a CARC, I'm a CRPA, and I'm a Narcan trainer, and I'm also a rape crisis counselor. So if you guys look at my description box down below, you will find a link to my Patreon, other videos I've done, other videos I've been involved with, my merchandise. I did just recently add some new things that are just for Christmas time. And you will also find my Amazon wish list. My Amazon wish list is the most important to me. It is what I use to help people in my local recovery community and just in my community in general that need help with certain things. So, I'm looking outside as I'm talking to you guys, and we had a blizzard last night. Probably really not a blizzard. I'm dramatic ass about it, but we got like 3 feet of snow. Dude, that's like a blizzard to me. So, a funny story before we get into today's story. I don't own a shovel. I have hat hair. I've been outside trying to get my car dug out and whatnot. I don't own a shovel. So I used the lid to my garbage can. I did this to get to the path to my car so I could get in my car, so I could get the scraper for my car, so I could clean off my windshield. I'll put some pictures so you guys can see. And I was like, really? This is what my life has come to. But yes, this is what my life has come to. But it worked. And then my amazing neighbor next door saw me climb through my car and roll down my passenger window and start using the lid to dig my passenger side door out. So I figured if I could get out that door, then I could clean the other side off. So he was like, girl, stop. Stop, you're gonna hurt yourself, stop. And then he came over and he used his tractor and he dug me out. So I'm super grateful for the community that I live in, because I'd probably still be out there with the garbage can lid. So definitely gonna be buying a shovel when the stores reopen. Today I'm gonna tell you guys about how I relapsed. So before Jared and I had met, I had, like, this is going back 2000, so from 2010 to roughly 2015, which is about 4.5, 5 years, I had sober time. I had gotten sober from heroin, and I thought to myself, well, heroin is my problem. Like, that's what my problem is heroin. I cannot do heroin, I cannot do opiates, whatever. And I went for an extended period of time. Obviously, I was pregnant, and then I was incarcerated, and then I had Bella, and then I came home, and I still remained sober. And I owned a business. I used to make handcrafted soaps, lotions, bath bombs, blah, 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 blah. And I was very, very, very successful at it. I had a very successful, thriving business financially, customer-wise. Just, I was very, very, very fortunate. And all the things happened that happened with Bella's dad. He ended up taking hostages and then committing suicide, and it was just a lot to take. I decided that I was just going to throw myself into my work. Her dad and I were in the process of a divorce. I had just been awarded full custody due to some other crazy things in his past. And I just forgot self-care, and I forgot that as a woman in recovery, I have to put my recovery first, otherwise there is nothing else, right? I just continued to work. All I did was work and be a mom, work and be a mom, work and be a mom. I left nothing else for me as a woman in recovery, me as a woman, as a human being, me as a woman, just as a woman, period. So, you know, that's a dangerous place to be, because you're so caught up in your everyday everything that you forget about what's really the most important thing in your life. And that's what happened, and that's what I did. And I said to myself one day, well, I'm going to go out. Like, I have no friends. I'm going to go out. And where do you go? Especially in this type of area, where do you go? You go to the bar. That's the only go out. There's no, there's either the sober scene or the not sober scene. Like, there's nothing in between. There's the bar scene, or if you have friends, I guess you go to their house. Or most people around here either are active bar goers or they are in long-term relationships where they stay home and do family things. And at the time, I didn't have either. So I went to a local bar in Sydney where most people go. I went by myself. I did not know anyone. I attempted, I started making friends with some of the girls there and whatnot. I'm a pretty friendly person. I make friends pretty easily. And I had a couple of drinks, I pumped and dumped because I was still nursing Bella at the time. I nursed Bella till she was almost 3. Personal preference, it's what worked for me. It's what worked for her. If you don't like it, it's your prerogative, but keep those comments to yourself. If you have any questions on breastfeeding or nursing, please reach out and I will absolutely answer them. But it's a very personal, private decision and it's to each his own. So, I met some people and of course, as like every situation in this area, there was drugs, and one of the most predominant 2 drugs were cocaine and heroin. And I was like, yeah, I'm out on the heroin. Like, I know where that leads me. I was wise enough to know that was a road I did not want to cross down because I had been there before. But with cocaine, and I always have this fucked up way of thinking about cocaine in my life, in my mind. Like, it's not my drug of choice, so I can do it because it's not my drug of choice, right? I don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't fiend for it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't nothing. And these are the lies that our addiction tells us. And we believe it hook, line, and sinker because our disease is powerful and baffling and cunning and all those AA slogans, Like I said, I don't do the AA thing, but there are a lot of principles that are 100% accurate, and that is one of them for sure. So, here I am trying to make friends, drinking a little too much. Shit, I have to go home and be a mom. Someone's like, you want a line? Sure, why not? They give me a line. I go in the bathroom, I do it, And of course, then what happens? I'm like, well, the first time, I was like, damn, I'm disgusted with myself. Like, I'm gonna go home. I go home. It's already late. I'm not used to being up that late. Whatever. Just did some cocaine so I can't fall asleep. Okay. Next day I wake up with, like feeling like shit. I haven't drank in a long time. I haven't done cocaine in an even longer time. Like, I feel gross. I'm never going to do that again, right? Next weekend comes, I don't go out. I don't go out for like 2 weeks. Finally, I get the itch again. Like, I'm bored, have no friends. Like, the girl that I made friends with called me up. Like, her and I hooked up on Facebook and we're talking and stuff. And she was like, well, come meet me, girl. She was like, we'll just have a drink or 2, grab some food. You go your way. I have my son. You have your daughter. Da, da, da. All right, cool. I go there. One thing leads to another, of course, because it was unplanned, right? It's unplanned. So her and I, oh my Jesus, look at this thing. Okay. Her and I are drinking, and all of a sudden, like, a dude that she knows comes to the bar, and then a friend that she knows comes to the bar. We're all hanging out. She introduced me. We're laughing, tee and having a great time, whatever, drinking shots, this, that, and the third. I'm wasted. She's like, fuck, I'm wasted too. She was like, let's get a bag. And I'm like, all right, so we go in on a bag, right? So we get a half gram, we go in the bathroom, we split it each. Okay. I'm like, I'm not ready to go home. You ready to go home? She's like, nah, girl, let's chill. And I'm like, all right, let's chill. So we chill. Before you know it, some other dude gives us another bag. We split that, this, that, and third. I went home, bro. I could not wait for Bella to get up so her and I could go in the shower together because I was spinning. I was so wasted. It was horrible. Oh my God. I was like, I'm never doing that again. Okay. probably, oh geez, month and a half, between a month to 2 months, whatever goes by. And, you know, every 2 weeks I'm going out, hanging out. I end up meeting Jared. So he and I end up talking, whatever. And he's like, what are you doing? Come hang out. And I'm like, okay, sure. Now at this time, I'm claiming like I'm completely sober from drugs. I don't do drugs. This is what I tell him. I drink wine, but I don't do drugs. So we go out. He picks me up. I had never met him before. He picks me up. He's with his friend. I was like, this guy's a tool. Like, totally. I was like, I'll never go out with him again. He ends up picking me up. I can tell he's high. I can tell his friend's high. So I go to the bar. I end up meeting the girl that I'm friends with there. Him and his friend disappear. Like, it was like totally such a shitty first meeting. Mind you, now I'm married to him. So he goes his way. I go my way, whatever the case may be, right? And before you know it, I'm like, fuck this. I want to go home. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. This motherfucker left me at the bar all night, doing his own thing. God only knows what he's doing. Whatever. I need a ride home. So he comes back. I'm like, yo, you need to take me home. He's like, all right. And then I say something to him on the way home, and he's like, why are you in such a bad mood? I was like, well, besides the fact that you left me at the bar all night by myself, someone gave me some really shitty cocaine. And he was like, well, why didn't you say that? I would have given you some good cocaine. And I was like, it's too late for that now. Like, I was offended or something. I don't know. So I go home, and, you know, a day maybe goes by. Jared and I are hanging out together, and the next weekend we make plans to like go out. I took Bella to a person who worked for me. I asked her if she could watch Bella that night at her house with her kids, and she was like, yeah. So Bella went over there and went to sleep, and Jared and I partied our asses off. I mean, like, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, damn, I cannot go home like this. Like, and from there, it was just off and running. And I never took the time to ever be like, it was just so socially acceptable. And I knew it wasn't right for me, and I knew I shouldn't have been doing it, but this is how life is around here. And I was already in a full relapse before I even had the sense enough to think like, this is not the lifestyle that I want. And before I woke up and realized it, geez, it was two and a half years into it. You know, I didn't even realize it. And a lot of shit went down. And I am super grateful for that last relapse, if that makes sense. You know, that last relapse went from cocaine and alcohol to methamphetamines. And I know it sounds crazy to say that I'm grateful for a relapse, but it truly taught me things that I needed to learn. And I'll never say never, but by the grace of God, that will be the last time ever. And I learned so much about myself as a person, about Jared and I as a couple in our relationship. It destroyed us in one sense, but bonded us. And we are both where we are today because of it. And I'm super grateful for it. I say it all the time, by the grace of God, I'm where I am today. And I have gotten through everything that I've gotten through because of that. And I pray every day that that is the last relapse I will ever have in my life. I try and be super vigilant to my feelings, my emotions, how things make me feel when I'm getting stressed out, when I'm getting overwhelmed, because when I don't and I get a case of the fuck it's, I end up in prison. Like I have no chill. There's no, I'm a dabble with this on the weekend. Like it goes from sober to prison. There's no in between. I have no chill in life, unfortunately. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. Don't forget to enter our giveaway. Remember, guys, I'm just one message away. If you need me, email me. I will do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. And yeah, I hope everybody is just really doing well and practicing self-care. And remember, you know, this is a very stressful time, especially during this pandemic, but it's just a very stressful time around the holidays. And if you need me, please reach out. Like, if I don't get at you immediately, just know that unfortunately, sometimes my life is kind of chaotic too. But guys, I will do everything I possibly can to help you. If you need connection with a Suboxone doctor, if you need help with rehab, insurance, like whatever I can do to help y'all, I will. So please reach out. And I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.